We know with the breaking ground today with this first building, with 6 more to come, the relationship that we will have, the tech center will have with the aviation park, we believe that it will be symbiotic, that this is just the beginning of Atlantic County's future outside of tourism and gaming, and I don't want to play that down under any circumstances, but this is what we are banking on, and this is why we have put our money where our mouth is. The county is in a position to have financed this through the Improvement Authority, and we are going to go forward with this and to see it to fruition.
Welcome to 600 Aviation Boulevard. Yes, we have an address. Thank you for being here and being part of this exciting day. The construction of the first building of the SARTP represents a major step in the effort to diversify the regional economy. After years of planning and enduring some setbacks, today's groundbreaking signifies that the project is indeed happening and the transformation of the economy has begun. The 66,000 square foot building of Class A space is slated for completion by the second quarter of 2018. It will feature a state-of-the-art conference room, a rooftop deck, direct real-time data connections to the William J. Hughes Technical Center. The FAA will occupy 7,000 square feet of lab and office space within the building. Thanks to the support of Atlantic County, County Executive Levinson, and the Board of Chosen Freeholders, the Improvement Authority is fortunate and thrilled to be in the position to build and operate the first building and play a pivotal role in the park's overall development. I'd also like to thank the Improvement Authority's Board of Commissioners, led by Chairman Roy Foster, for their continued guidance and support, and recognize the hard work and dedication of the Authority staff who are in attendance today, and particularly Director of Projects Tim Edmonds, who is overseeing this great project. Our development team includes architect AECOM, our site contractor Command Company, and Hesser Corporation, who will be building the building. We have recently selected Colliers International as the marketing and leasing agent. Thanks also to our professionals who continue to provide invaluable advice and guidance through the process, including Joe Bauman and Kevin McManaman of McManaman Scotland Bauman, Doug Backer of NW Financial, and Randy Lafferty of Cooper Levinson.
Thank you for joining us in a celebration of this long-awaited event, the groundbreaking ceremony for the Stockton Aviation Research and Technology Park. Let's give that a long-awaited. I've often heard it said that great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance. Well, today we celebrate the product of such perseverance. The many years of this project in the making, years of planning, preparation, design, discussion, the implementation of an innovative concept coming to fruition. Before the first shovel was lifted came the shaping of a vision. Before the first bulldozer was brought in came the time and energy given to background research and development. And this ceremony today represents the tireless efforts of so many, which was put into motion more than a decade ago to develop a new industry and reinvigorate a stagnant economy. This project offers additional channels of hope for economic diversification. It introduces potential job prospects for so many who have been financially displaced in our region. Moreover, it signifies an opportunity for a community, a strong community, to thrive once again. Stockton believes the research park will be the perfect conduit for joint research opportunities between the academy and industry, affording Stockton and other university faculty and students with invaluable opportunities to learn from research exploration. The groundbreaking of the first SARTP building, remember the first, is a major milestone in the history of Atlantic County and the university, but it's only the beginning. We will continue to grow, evolve, and expand the research park to include 6 more high-tech, state-of-the-art structures, altogether totaling more than 400,000 square feet of dedicated research and development space. We consider this project to be a critical instrument for change, a change in the world of aviation research, and a major change in the landscape of the economic future of Atlantic County and the state of New Jersey. Stockton University has been a dedicated partner of this project from day one, and our commitment to the SARTP, the FAA, and the people of Atlantic County has been and will continue to be unwavering.
It's a long time in coming. As I look out, I see so many good friends, people that have been involved for all these years to get us to this big day. And you know, there's going to be a lot of repetition here, but sometimes you just have to take the time to recognize people over and over again, otherwise today would have never happened. As a former coach, I know the importance and value of a team effort for success. We have 5 great teammates which deserve the credit for our groundbreaking today. First, someone who I have a great respect for and have worked with for many years. I remember Frank when we went into the General Assembly together in 1987. And from that point on, Frank and I worked together to make things happen. Frank, you, your staff, Mary Ann Harper as your chief of staff all those years. Without Frank Loviando, we wouldn't be here today. And I say to Frank, he's been a great teammate, and thank you very much, Congressman. Second, as most of you know, I had 11 years in county government, was freeholder director in Cumberland County. You have an exceptional freeholder board. You have an exceptional county executive. I would tell you that I have worked on lots of projects, but I've never seen a county work closer together and be more coordinated. And it starts with the county executive, and I've known Dennis for a long time. And Denny, I just tell you, you set the model of the way government should work. Howard Kyle, all's been said about Howard. We've had so many conversations, and I agree with everything that's been said about Howard. Our freeholders, led by Freeholder Director Frank Formico. And I'll tell you, without the County Improvement Authority stepping in, we wouldn't be here today either. John Lamy and the chairman of the board, Roy Foster, and his staff has made a great effort to make sure we have a groundbreaking. So that's the second teammate, county government. Third teammate, and someone you just heard from, is Stockton University. Harvey, Kesselman, what exciting things we're doing. Did you see that graduation and the enthusiasm that was there on the boardwalk and the thousands of people that came in to Atlantic City for that graduation weekend? Did you see the announcement for what's going to happen on a Gateway project with South Jersey Gas? Things are happening. And this is an example of one of those things that's happening. I have to say to Harvey, Kesselman, to Trustee Meg Worthington, to Vice President Charles Ingram, and Special Advisor Sharon Schulman, they're all members of this board that I have the honor to represent. And I want to say to them, thank you very much. Stockton University is going to become one of the greatest universities in our nation. I feel that. We're so fortunate to have with us the William J. Hughes Technical Center in New Jersey and Atlantic County. Our technical center here is amazing. It's the best kept secret in America. It's the best kept secret in New Jersey. Do you know we employ 3,500 aviation personnel? Do you know, as Dennis said, we're recognized as the finest aviation research and development center, not just in America, but around the world. People from all over the world come and visit us here at our FA Center to be able to know what's happening. They have now the responsibility. Our William J. Hughes Technical Center has a responsibility to oversee NextGen in research and development. It's amazing when you think about it. NextGen is expected to cost $20.6 billion to be completed in 2025. The objective of NextGen is to switch the current air traffic control system from a radar-based transportation system to one that uses satellite navigation. And aren't we honored to have the gentleman that this center is named after is here today, Ambassador William J. Hughes. What a great American. We've had a lot of people from that center, the directors, current director, Shelley Yak, and we've had former FAA executives that have been so involved with us. Dr. Ann Harlem, who's vice president of our board. Dr. Wilson Felder is here, and it's great to see him and all he's done. John Rowley, and all his contributions. Ron Esposito is our former executive director, Joe Salvatore, and Dennis Filler. They all were involved in here, and I'll tell you, I think we need to salute our center. Would you join me in saluting our William J. Hughes Technical Center? Our fifth teammate, and I was a basketball coach, so you needed 5 good players playing together, make things happen, is our Stockton Aviation and Research Technical Park Board and staff. I want to mention some of the people who are on that staff. Other names I've already mentioned, but Chris Howard, who is the Executive Director of CRDA, Steve Mazer for the South Jersey Transportation Authority, Juan Burgos from the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, and important, we have 2 students. And we've always had 2 students on our board. And that's the way a university should be. It should involve the students. And we have Sidney Sykes and Kevin Brockner. And we also have one of our former members on the board, Tom Carver. And I wanted to thank you, Tom, for all that you've done over these years. And I can't say enough about the staff. It's already been said. We wouldn't be here today without Joe Shears. And this was Joe's decision. When he talked to me, he had an opportunity he thought was great. And when we started out together, he said, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to get you to a groundbreaking ceremony. Joe has done that with the help of Janice Bond, our Associate Director, and Nicole Marsh, and our attorney, Fred Cerny.
The aviation industry drives nearly $1.5 trillion in economic activity, or 5.4% of our GDP. General aviation alone contributes approximately $80 billion and 400,000 jobs for our economy. And now, with Stockton and Atlantic County's commitment and support, the Stockton Aviation Research and Technology Park is positioned to leverage the economic possibilities of this industry. To encourage substantial research and exploration within the field of aviation, this prime location, in close proximity to both the Atlantic City International Airport and the William J. Hughes Technical Center, provides aviation research industries access to facilities and technical resources to promote collaboration. This research work also attracts well-paying science, technology, engineering, and mathematics positions, and that has a positive trickle-down for the economy. The money that's earned here will be spent here. Definitely a winning proposition all around. The FAA Technical Center is proud that our leasing of this land was the first building block towards this vision, and we are pleased to be here today to celebrate the next steps.
My district is north of Seattle. I have more Boeing employees that live in my district than any member of Congress in the country. 23,000 folks who work at the Boeing facility in my district live in the district, and another 7,000, so total 30,000 Boeing employees work in my district. It's more than any other member of Congress in the country. And we make and assemble airplanes, but I gotta tell you, we don't do that without the R&D, the research development that has to occur to ensure that airplanes fly safely. The flying public expects one thing and one thing only, usually. More and more it's been in the news, they expect other things, and that's good too. And Frank and I are on the forefront of this as well. But they expect the plane to take off and to land safely. If it doesn't, then that is a danger to the economy, to the airline industry, and obviously a danger to the people we represent and everyone represents. And so the R&D that takes place around here is so critical, so important, and so tied to a place 3,000 miles away from it. And that's why I'm here today, to understand that connection even more. And Frank's been on the forefront in Congress on the tech center issues, on safety, on research and development. Also, he's a partner on protecting estuaries and the environment here in New Jersey, as I am in the Northwest, and we've been leaders in legislation on the National Estuary Program. There's just a lot of things that he does. I'm sure you hear about, but you hear about from people you know. I'm somebody you don't know, and I'm telling you all the great things about Frank Lobiondo. You have a great representative here. Also, I want to recognize the men and women at the FAA generally, and those at the Tech Center, who make the U.S. aviation system an envy to the rest of the world. It's because of the folks here that Frank and I are able to go to DC and tout the tremendous progress that NextGen is making. And it's because of the folks here who do critical research and development work on certification, on cybersecurity, that the U.S. aviation system is safe and secure. And it's because of the folks here and throughout the FAA who are working to set up the framework that the U.S. will be able to explore new frontiers of aviation, such as unmanned aircraft systems and the commercial space industry. And we got a few folks like Jeff Bezos, who's the Amazon guy, who has Blue Origin. SpaceX is in California, but they have facilities in Washington State. Commercial space is literally the next frontier in the FAA's world. So to all those men and women here at who work at the Tech Center and form that backbone for the rest of the aviation system, I want to thank you and tell you how excited I'm here to be here today, to be part of this groundbreaking today. And I'll wrap up by challenging everyone here to keep up the great work, because I know, I'm pleased to know that Frank and I will continue to do our best to ensure that you have the resources and the support that you need to do your best. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Representative Frank Lobiondo, a good friend of mine and a great congressman for you.
Thanks again, Rick. Your presence here means a lot. So this was a day that we've been looking for a very long time. And I can't help but think back and reminisce with all of our speakers of what has taken place for, what is it, Denny, 10 years? 10 years. We had high expectations 10 years ago. We still do today. We didn't anticipate the bump or bumps in the road that we would find along the way, and had many people, I know said to me, and I'm sure said to Denny and Frank Formica, it'll just never happen. It'll just never happen. Well, what you see today is a culmination of a tremendous effort, which you've heard many of the speakers talk about, but it represents probably one of the most examples of one of the most positive partnerships that you're ever going to find. People coming together in a partnership, finding a way to move forward, just not taking no for an answer. And we've heard that repeatedly. So I want to join in thanking Joe Shears, because I know when Joe came on, we had a number of challenges, and Joe took those challenges, and I thank him. I want to thank my longtime Chief of Staff, Mary Annie Harper, who, when this got started 10 years ago, sort of took this under her wing as the project to get going with. And Howard, I don't want to begin to think of how many hours and how many meetings you two have had to try to keep this piece together. The effort that's put forth to get something like this and to overcome all the obstacles is just enormous. And when we needed an organization to take over, when we really needed the credibility, and we needed the expertise, and we needed the commitment, Dr. Harvey Kesselman and Stockton stepped up. They stepped up in a manner that I don't know that anyone else in the area or any other organization in the area could have done. When we had some pretty rough times a few years ago, a longtime friend of mine, Ed Salmon, agreed to, and Ed's a busy guy, agreed to step up and take the helm of the board. And just for disclosure purposes, Ed and I have been working together and playing basketball together for 33 years. We go way back. The effort on behalf of this project by Dennis Levinson, Atlantic County Government, Frank Formica, and as Denny said, Howard Kyle. You'll never know. This could have gone belly up 100 different times. There were people who said, let it go belly up, it's just not going to happen, we'll just cut it and run. Well, Dennis Levinson would hear nothing of it. Dennis is a visionary and looking forward for what's best for Atlantic County and what's best for South Jersey. And he recognized what this could mean. So I had people asking me, so what's the guarantee of the park? What are you guaranteeing us with this park? What does it mean? Well, there is one guarantee with this park, and it's the guarantee of the opportunity which we have not had up to this point. And that's the opportunity that it's up to all of us to take advantage of now. But it's pretty clear that we wouldn't be here today if it would not be for the men and women of the Technical Center. They provide a level of expertise to the FAA and to the United States of America that is unmatched anywhere in the world, as you've heard. They're cutting edge of research development, safety and security, all right here. If these thousands of individuals who come to work every day and give it their very best and put their dedication and heart and soul into it had not been doing that for all these decades, we would not even have this opportunity today. So I think it's important to recognize them. And as we move forward, we do have, as I said, this opportunity. Now, up to us what we do with it, but I'm very confident that with the efforts that have gone by so many that have been put into this, that we're going to have a lot of good news from this point and into the future.